Hello everybody, I'm Hope and welcome back to another Naruto Shippuden reaction. Today, we're going to be checking out episode 334. Previously, we had Itachi and Sasuke meet up against Kabuto and they're going to team up with the epic bro down slam down. And Madara just kind of roasted the 5 Kage by asking, Susano'o, do you want my clones to use Susano'o or not? Just do you have to flex that hard on my boys? Like, come on, bro. You could just chill, maybe just a little bit. But you know, that's just not the Madara way. It's the power of flex, dude. Freaking hell, I'm so excited, especially with Itachi being like the weakness. Kabuto, the weakness of your jutsu is my existence. That line, fucking badass, dude. I absolutely adore it. So before we get started with this episode, I just want to say that if you want access to early videos, full-length ones, and any other bonus stuff, hand over my Patreon page. Link is in the description and in the pinned comment down below. And all of your support is very appreciated and it helps me out a ton. So thank you very much. I also apologize to all my patrons. I haven't recorded in like a week. Been really busy with editing. Been busy the last few days with some personal stuff. I had to take my cat to the vet, like I talked about, patron posts, and yada yada yada. So I appreciate your patience, but I promise regular uploads soon now, and just all around really excited. So with that being said, why don't we just go ahead and get started? Let's go. Back to Shippuden. Heck yeah, the brothers are... Seriously, recapping this amazing line, I intend to keep that promise, or I intend to honor it. Itachi's gone like my dad. Hikute Teras. Da 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 da. Yumi no kanwaza. Ii ne. Namida ga kareta ra owari. Boku ga usu nake ya. Oh yeah! Ride the guitar! Whoosh in the air! Da 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 da. Fucking punch the boulder guy! Get up, my fellow Kage, and fight! Phase through the dust and ash, might guy. Look to your right, 10 thumbs up. Let's go with QB mode version 2. Oh man. What's this episode is Sibling Tag Team. Fitting, man. Fitting. Kyodai Dagu is the Japanese title. Okay, you're right.
俺たちをちゃんと感知してるぞ。ヘビは体温感知と舌で匂いを口内に送り、嗅覚感知もする。随分勉強したな。
Proud of me, brother?
まるでヘビ派だ。
You can say that.
調べたさ。オロチマルを倒すためにな。
Talk a big game, Kabuto. I'd like to see you keep it up, then.
自然が僕の味方をする。ヘビが巨大化
Yeah,
し
they
た。
are,
シノリか。トラップでもあると見ておけよ。
yeah, he's bound to have a lot up his sleeve, honestly.
そんなものじゃないよ。
Whew, okay, snakes are coming at you. Gotta dodge. Oh shit, the Susano's grabbing him. Nice job, Itachi. Oh, that's a dope shot. Yeah, slice it! That he has, that he has. It's gonna take a lot of effort. Ooh! Hood! Holy, whoa! He's fast! Oh man! Lock a snake down, and it's still slithered away. Kabuto's always been a hider in the shadows. He embodies the shinobi kind of well. Ooh, roasted.
君僕のこと舐めてるよね。まあ確かに僕のビンゴブックの手配強度は君以下だったし、オロチマル様に比べれば大したことない。
At least you could still talk up your master.
これはホウズキ一族の肉体変化能力を調べ応用し生まれた。
Wow, so you just borrowed from the Hozukis too. Absolutely, the water shed thing. It's the same thing, but in the vein of snakes. That's actually really cool. Ooh, from the Uzumaki. Oh, Karin. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there they go. They confirmed it. They finally confirmed it. And then there's Nagato. Brilliant. Wow! He's correct! Ooh, so it's a fabled area. The White Snake Sage, look at him! He's actually so cool looking. You're arguing that you've surpassed Orochimaru? Fat chance, Kabuto. Kabuto's idea of talent: those who lack talent are nothing, but those who lack talent can. Did you? I love that. What a fucking ass. This he's Abdul from JoJo. Oh, so it's similar to Sage Mode chakra. So that's why I guess the mountain is similar to Mount Miyaboku. Is that he learned how to do Sage Mode. He wanted to know, learn it, research it, cultivate it. Makes sense. That's when he decided, I gotta get an Uchiha. Dude, this is sick. Kabuto, you're disgusting. So you're the perfect sage. Oh, so just like Naruto. So you... a dragon. Oh. Kabuto, not gonna lie, that's a pretty cool line. I'm no longer a snake, I'm a dragon! You shed that layer and ascended to something even greater. Yo, it's the Madara clones. I want to see them use Susano'o and see if he was bluffing or not. He probably wasn't, but there you go. God, we're outnumbered so badly. Look at this bullshit! Like, I know they're mini Susano'os, but they're still Susano'os. Are they even mini? No, those things look huge. We're all gonna work together to take them out. That's the only way. You can't just go 1v5. It's 25v5. I agree. Smart move, Tsuchikage. They can maybe hold him off for now. Yeah, who would have imagined that this guy from the original series would be this badass? Wait, ooh, holy crap! It's like, oh, it's like a spinny dragon with this like energy crystal. Solar flare! Oh, it's like the sound ninjas. It reminds me of the sound ninjas in the original show. Yeah. The air is oscillating? Holy crap! Oh. That's so genius. Sage mode Kabuto.
頭の中の札を書き換えてまたコマにするか。
Oh!
いや、それより
Yeah, he could do that.
君はどうやら僕の居場所を嗅ぎ当てるのが上手らしい。僕のチャクラを感知できてるのかな。でも
Ew! God, Kabuto.
先にサスケを捕らえ、己の術が分析されない早いうちがサスケダッシュの確率は高い。
Right.
その後も俺を脅す持ち札としてサスケを利用できるからな。
Itachi just... He's really...
君がウチハ一族の中で他と違うのは
Oh.
本当の意味での動力だ。
To see
人の
through...
心を見透かし
Exactly, it's
心を
not just this
そしてそれを戦いに
isolated
利用す
sense
る
of eye powers, it's so much more.
だからこ
He
そ
can
人を
truly
騙すのが
deceive
うまい
and see through people.
そもそも君は嘘を突き通して死んだ根っからの嘘つき忍者だしね。
Sasuke is like, no, don't you dare call my brother that!
天井に
Whoa.
いくら二人だろうと付け焼き場のコンビじゃ僕の感知能力を出し抜けやしないよ。しかも嘘つきな兄貴のせいでずっと仲違いしていた兄弟なんかじゃねえ。
Ah. I guess, to a point,
サスケ、
I would be right.
昔俺の任務についてきた時のことを覚えているか。
Oh,
イノシシ。
this is new! This is probably a repressed memory that Sasuke tried to...
行ってきます。
Oh, we're getting...
お前、あれか。思い出した。
Oh.
イノシシ
What the heck, Sasuke?
兄さん
Itachi's like, guess you have to tag along with me, huh?
でもお化けみたいにでっかいイノシシ
God, I love this soundtrack so much.
畑を荒らし回る悪いやつだから兄さんが任務を受けてやっつけに行くんでしょ。僕が一緒に
But it's okay since I'm coming with you.
兄さんだって知ってる
Oh,
よね。
hard.
僕の弓の腕前何度も一緒に獲物を取りに
Quiet and stoic as ever, aren't you, Itachi? There it is! Stop! Don't! Don't do...
許せサスケ。また今度だ。
And he just was like, yeet! Fast, man! It was always Sasuke, always chasing the older brother. Itachi, always running away. And not in that way. Sasuke caught up. It's a big fucking boar, though.
あれだね
Kind of sounded like I said
Also-
Boruto.
痛めつければ山へ帰る。行くぞ。ああ。
Yeah, Itachi was not about killing this boar for no reason. Just hit it.
わかってる。
Oh, it's the... Oh, it's like a... Oh! And it makes sense because his Susano'o has the archery! Oh, that's so cool! Da-na-na, da-na-na, na-na-na, na-na-na. Oh my god, those are some awesome shots. But he didn't miss this time. You've grown, Sasuke. Oh my god, he's like a monkey.
刀を奪って斧の蛇を切って逃げる。
Oh. Yeah. Impatience does do a lot of bad. Although... Oh, yo! All about them illusions, Itachi. Disperse my crows!
そうだった
Oh, one of his horns got...
忘れてた
Mm.
普段ここに角なんてないもんだからついに
Wow. You're playing it off so casually, Kabuto. And Itachi would come in, right?
兄さん
思いっきり外したな。
Yep.
ごめん兄さん
まだまだ修行が足りないな。
Keep at it, though.
戻ったら修行をつけてやる。
Look at that smile from Itachi.
あの大イノシシも仕留められそうだな。
Yes, he can. Oh
大イ
man,
ノシシよりまずはあのヘビを仕留めない
that snake.
と。ああ
Look at that way he just puts his hand on his like his fucking little belt thing. All right, that episode was awesome. That was an awesome episode. There really wasn't a lot of like not I would say about 85% of the episode was focused directly on Itachi, Sasuke, and Kabuto, which is perfectly fine. I think that that's actually really good in terms of pacing. We did get to go back to the 5 Kage and Madara, have that push forward a little bit with the 5 Kage going with an all-out attack together rather than 1v5ing. It's 25v5ing. You know, I've never really, I don't think I really brought this up before, but when I first watched Naruto last year, the original series, I was never spoiled that Itachi killed the entire Uchiha clan. I knew that Itachi was a bad guy per se, but I had no idea that he was the one who massacred the Uchiha clan. Hell, I didn't even know that that had happened. And then when I watched the show, I was like, this is a little dark. Because to be honest, it's really fucked. I don't think a lot of people give enough credit to Sasuke's backstory and his choices throughout the series, because it is all excellent stuff, and I think Sasuke is a really, it's hard to say this without probably getting flack, but I feel like Sasuke is really realistic. Not in the sense that he's the most like he could definitely pull off being a regular Joe in the real world. It's the sense of him reacting to things in a manner that makes complete logical sense based on what his experiences and bringing have brought him to. And I love that because Sasuke's whole story is about being an avenger, and it's still true of now. Even when Sasuke decided that he wanted to take down the Leaf, his goal was to avenge. But this time, not avenged. He was still avenging the clan. He was avenging Itachi now. It was always about being that avenger and changing the world. But well, it wasn't about changing the world. Now it's about changing the world a little bit because of you know, how fucked everything is. But a lot of people, like especially during the Naruto versus Sasuke fight in part 1, I've watched some reactions and people are like, fuck you, Sasuke, bitch. I'm over here like, yeah, he's being an asshole, but like, makes sense. Because if you really think about it, Naruto's in the wrong there. Naruto, while having the goodest of intentions, is being an absolute cunt, Sasuke, in the sense of him just spouting out mere platitudes that don't matter to Sasuke. None of it matters to him. How does this apply to him? Like, we risked our lives for you! People died for you! Okay, not my problem. This is my deal. My life. I choose what to do with it. You can't have any say here. I've already tried to walk the path of bonds and friendship and kindness. Didn't work. You surpassed me already. Therefore, I have only one choice left. The road of dark, Orochimaru. And it's kind of like Naruto, with the best intentions of just wanting his friend to not have to fall victim to Orochimaru's grasp, but also to not lose him, very much also in the wrong, because he's not really empathizing with Sasuke's plan. He starts to, as the fight goes on. You understand the same loneliness and pain I've been through, that we've been through, Sasuke. And Sasuke's like, no, how are you supposed to know? It's having those bonds that makes it hurt even more. It's having them and then losing them that makes it much worse. How can you, someone who grew up with nothing, claim to speak like that to me? And it's so real to me, profound, that he's fucking correct here. He's being a little bitch a little bit, yeah? But is he wrong? No! He's not! Um, but that's enough about that. I'm just gonna give in defense of Sasuke part of this discussion. But now let's actually get into the episode because there's a decent amount to digest. So, the episode starts off with Itachi, um, I gotta say before I actually really I love the little banter between Itachi and Sasuke in this episode. How playful, but how brotherly it felt. Like there's this fact that Sasuke is like snakes can perceive heat around them and all this other snake knowledge, and Itachi's like, you're like a snake expert now. It's just like, and then Sasuke's like, of course, learned all this in order to take down Orochimaru. And I find that little like spark between them so engaging. They really do have great chemistry together. They are brothers after all. Kabuto puts his hood over his eyes to avoid gazing into Itachi and Sasuke and falling into a genjutsu, which is a very smart play on his part. And he starts speaking about nature and how that's his field. Nature is on my side, and immediately we start to see him start using nature energy, which is really cool at first because the only other person we've seen use this before is Jiraiya and Naruto, but that was on like the frog side. But this is actually the snake side of it, which is really cool. I wonder if we could see like the slug sage mode, because like maybe Sakura can go sludge sage mode or something. Slug sage mode. There's this whole time where Kabuto is really just kind of goofing around, but he's playing things seriously, but he's also kind of antagonizing the group by like making the point that he's being underestimated, and that um that although he was under Sasuke in the bingo book, that doesn't mean anything. So we learned that Kabuto took the Hozuki clan's technique of transforming themselves into like a state of matter, and he applied it to his snake form, which is so freaking cool. Leave it to Kabuto to find and learn new things like that, because Kabuto's always doing research. He's just like Orochimaru in that sense. He's curious. He's morbidly curious, always trying to find new things out. Really analyzing and examining so many things. He's actually quite a bit of a genius, honestly. Even if he's not the most powerful like fighter, he's very tactical and knows his shit. He's a medical expert. He knows his stuff, and it's Kabuto needs some credit for that. Like, he really knows his stuff. Like, back in OG Naruto, in the Chunin exams, Kabuto was a pest. I could give no fucks about. He was cool because he was just this smug, cocky little ass, lackey for Orochimaru. But as the series went on, I started to appreciate Kabuto more and more, and actually start to like him, because I just hated Kabuto series. It is really cool how I could have my mind changed on that aspect. Um, Kabuto also explains how he has the ability to recuperate his wounds quickly because he studied the healing techniques that the Uzumaki use, namely from Karin, and this is the first time that we get confirmation from the show itself that Karin and Nagato are Uzumaki, even though what's really cool is that they are telling us this now, but it's not like babying you. You could have figured this out ages ago just by paying attention. So that is really cool. Next up there's um there's this great line that that Kabuto speaks about, and this relates to his fascination in research and kind of taking the techniques of others and incorporating it into his own um like roster of techniques. And it's similar to like what the Sharingan does, is being able to copy stuff. These lines are really cool to me. In the shinobi world, those without talent are nothing, and to a degree he's correct. As a child, Rock Lee was nothing, could do jack shit. Like, he was more of a nothing than Naruto was, because at least Naruto was hated for having the fox in him, but Lee was much more of a nothing in that sense of the word. So he's correct here. Um, he's not saying that you can't get good at something, like by working towards it, or by studying different methods, or incorporating different ways of fighting into your repertoire. He's just arguing that in this shinobi world, the current world that we live in, Kabuto's lived through a couple of wars. He's seen his shit. Those without talent are nothing. His next line follows, but those who lack talent can just steal it from those who do. This is an interesting perspective, as Kabuto is absolutely pretty much just openly admitting that as an individual, I don't think Kabuto was too talented, but he was able to get where he is now thanks to stealing a lot of techniques from others. But that's not to say that he didn't work hard for it. He had to learn and study his ass off and be a lackey for Orochimaru and test things over and over and over again like a true scientist almost. And that is such an interesting perspective to have. It really goes down this idea. I think Kabuto is maybe trying to prove a point here. I'm sure we'll get into that more as the fight continues in the next episodes. But for now, I'm going to keep this in my memory. So we learn of this thing called the Ryuchi Cave, which is basically a ancient area, sort of like Mount Myoboku, that it had this white snake sage, and he can kind of fly though. He looks really dope. And Kabuto managed to train. So this is what he did when he went off screen after Orochimaru died. I think he went to he gathered bodies for like reanimation jutsu, and then he also went to Mount Ryuichi, train under the White Snake Sage, something that Orochimaru couldn't even do because he was too sickly to train under him, because at the time he still needed a new body. I love this part where Sasuke throws an arrow, or shoots an arrow at him, and Kabuto dodges, and he puts his finger up like that, like a sassy bitch, like. Oh, I don't know why that I really like that a lot. My sensory ability is better than it used to be. Nature energy is my ally now. So now Kabuto has the ability of nature energy. So yeah, Sage mode. He's got his own version of Sage mode, which is really cool. It's really cool to fight Sage mode. Instead of having our hero use it, it's our enemy using it. So it's super cool, and I really dig it. I really do. Kabuto starts shedding from the snake into like this new form. Like, I think it's his ultimate form is what he's claiming. He's like, Orochimaru couldn't become the perfect sage that I have become. And it's just like, oh man. I love the back and forth between Sasuke and Kabuto, where Sasuke's like, you're nothing but a disgusting snake. You're just like Orochimaru. And then Kabuto's like, you want to know better, you snake expert. I'm no longer a snake. My perfect sage power, I've shed my snake skin. I am now a dragon! As he puts his hands together. And I'm not gonna lie, while very disgusting and weird, I dig this design. Dragon Sage Mode Kabuto is actually pretty cool, and I can't deny it. It is really, really cool. So using his sage abilities, he summons this like snake that goes in a spiral formation with this like ball of energy, to which starts oscillating the air around and creating extreme vibrations, causing uh Itachi and Sasuke to be unable to move, as well as like, you know, actually damaging their ears and preventing them from seeing much, because the air is being dilapidated because of how strong it is. But it also does remind me of the Sound Ninja in OG Naruto that used similar abilities, and they were, you know, people under under Orochimaru, so it makes sense. Uh Kabuto starts flexing again by saying a snake's cornea can block out the light. And honestly, I actually forgot about that. Like I didn't remember that snakes could do that. So he can easily absorb the sound of vibration perfectly fine. So he's basically explaining why this can't affect him. Kabuto decides that he can, because Itachi is free of the control because of the um sorry, one. Huh, sorry about that. Because of the Isui's Crow, which was the I forget what it was called. It was like Ama no Koto something. It's a very long name for technique. But Kabuto could just very easily just rewrite the paper tag seal that he had all of him. So that's easy. So Kabuto decides to change his course of action and goes in to attack Sasuke, because he figures I can capture Sasuke and use Sasuke against Itachi. But Itachi immediately defends Sasuke, and Itachi's like, if a man is cautious and opportunistic as Sasuke, best chance to capture Sasuke is now, before either of us figures out your jutsu. And Kabuto makes really good points here. What sets you apart from the rest of the Uchiha clan, you have the ability to peer into and read people's souls. It's different than reading people's like techniques and what they're gonna do next and being able to copy them down. He's the most unique Uchiha in the sense that he's like one of the only ones that ever has been able to step back from his natural gifted talent and learn how to look into people and truly learn how to deceive like a true shinobi would. It's so Itachi's such a brilliant character. Really love him. This is why you're so good at deceiving people. But that makes you a dirty lying ninja through and through. Sasuke gets angry and tries to attack Kabuto. Um, to which Kabuto dodges it perfectly fine, gets on the ceiling, and Kabuto's like, "You guys barely know anything about each other. Stop acting like you're hot shit." And Itachi immediately cuts Kabuto off by just being, "Sasuke, you remember that time?" Or, and then we get an amazing flashback to past, you know, back when Sasuke was an innocent child, the Uchiha clan was alive, everything was peachy. Sasuke, oh, I remember. Kabuto's just kind of confused, like, excuse me? Not expecting that. So Itachi's going on a mission, and Sasuke has his bow and arrow ready and wants to tag along. But Itachi just does his usual. Forgive me, Sasuke. Maybe next time. And he just yeets and goes away. But Sasuke isn't gonna give up so easily. He catches up to Itachi, to which Itachi's impressed, like, wow, you managed to catch up with me. Christ. And Itachi actually allows Sasuke to come up to the rooftop and help him out with this encounter with the boar. And they start formulating their attack strategy. And it's the same idea for defeating this boar is the same thing that they're going to use to take down the boar. So I love how that one memory, that connected memory and bond between these two brothers brings them together to understand mutually in this dire situation of what they have to do next. I dig it a lot. I really love it. I love the contrasting shots between Sasuke's bow and arrow and his Susano'o arrow. And I just, oh, it's so good. I love the contrast of the paper bombs instead being the Susano'o, like, fireballs. And the boar and snake being, like, two halves on the left and right, dark and light, like how it's dark on the left and it's like the outside sunny side on the right. It's just a lot of really cool dynamic action shots. So Kabuto actually manages to like stab Sasuke, but stab Itachi, but it was all an illusion. Crows fly everywhere and start, like, the light starts to go crazy, and I love the animation here. It's so bright and hard to see what's going on. Everything's shaking, and it really does feel like you've been just kind of like mind fucked a little bit. Leave it to Itachi though, always getting away with his getting out of sticky situations. Kabuto doesn't really care. He's just like, oh, that's right, I'd forgotten I've grown horns. He doesn't even care. And I forgot to mention that Sasuke ends up missing his arrow as a child, but hits the mark as an adult. And Itachi actually comments on this, saying, like, just how far Sasuke has come and how amazing it is. And goodness me, it really. And oh, there's this scene between Sasuke and Itachi where Sasuke, like, is sad that he failed and that he's gonna have to train harder. Itachi's just like, I'll help you train when we return. And Sasuke just starts smiling. Okay. And then it cuts back to Itachi, who's smiling. Looks like you might be able to take down that giant wild boar now. And Sasuke's just like, and the two siblings together. Instead of that giant wild boar, we've got to take down that snake. Badass. And then Sasuke starts posing. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. And I gotta admit, I love the choice of using the track Saika during the little part, the flashback part with Itachi and Sasuke. I love the stylistic choice of what soundtrack they use for each part of the episode. Like, when Itachi's theme plays, it makes sense and it fits the scene perfectly. When Saika plays, it fits the scene perfectly. And I dig it. I really do. This episode had a lot of fantastic moments, combining new aspects of Sasuke and Itachi's bond to formulate their sibling strategy to defeat Kabuto. Kabuto proves that he's stronger than Orochimaru now, pretty much. He's mastered something Orochimaru couldn't even do. He's got Sage Mode, which is a brilliant addition that we've never seen an enemy really use before. So many different aspects of playfulness between Itachi and Sasuke. A lot of gross, like... There's a lot of strategy in this battle, in the sense that there's a lot more scientifical aspects to how we're fighting because of the properties of snakes. And for example, when Kabuto used the sound to his advantage, It's not just Itachi and Sasuke going boom boom, Susanoo go Ree! It's them actually having to figure out what to do here. They can't kill him, so they have to come up with this strategy. And having that boar parallel it is brilliant because they didn't want to kill the boar, they were just trying to get it to go away. And we develop their bond here. We get some more world building in the sense that Kabuto confirms that the Uzumaki clan included Karin and Nagato, and how he learned and stole techniques from the Uzumaki clan as well as the Hozuki clan. Hell, the Jugo clan is very similar to what Sage Mode embodies. It just embodies the darker aspect of it. So it is just a lot of great stuff all around, and I thoroughly love this episode. Kabuto is really cool. His new form is disgusting, but so oddly fascinating. Sage Mode Kabuto has my attention absolutely. Sasuke and Itachi just being together and battling is so cathartic to me after everything we've been through. It makes my heart happy, but it also scares me for what's to come because it's good, can't last forever. There's going to be consequences, and Itachi's going to have to leave eventually. So, yeah. But with that being said, I think I'm going to end the discussion here for today. If you stayed all the way to the end, I just want to say thank you. I really do appreciate it. I want to let you know that it helps me out immensely. Thank you. Oh boy, I just also wanted to say that whether it's morning, day, evening, or night, wherever it is that you are, please stay safe out there. And be sure to take care. I thank you once again for watching all the way through and sticking with me. I hope you enjoyed. See y'all later for some more Naruto Shippuden.